So, for those that, I think about those that are watching, we have a variety of perspectives, and certainly they know that you've been on, and we actually, provided your book to a lot of people, no doubt. But we also see that there's so many new people that are coming on. Talk a little bit about, you will, maybe give an explanation. Transhumanism, what is it? Why is it important? Why does a Christian even need to be concerned about it?
Well, transhumanism, to define the word, transhumanism is a transition, and that's why it's transhumanism. It defines a transitional period between Homo sapien, human being, and Homo Deus, post-human. So in other words, it's on this side of on this side of transhumanism, we're human. On the other side of transhumanism, we are no longer human. And what's going to get us from human to post-human is a transitionary period in which emerging biotechnologies are equipping us with the tools to fundamentally alter everything that makes us human. Our genome, psychologically, integrating cybernetics, Neuralink technologies that are being developed by Elon Musk and others, where we're going to be able to interface with the internet and with one another in ways that are unprecedented. And all of this technology is under development right now. In fact, we are entering what futurists call the hybrid age. And the reason why they call it the hybrid age is because all of these different technologies that are being developed in these different fields, the ones I just named, primarily genetics, robotics, artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, among others, are coming together right now. They're hybridizing with one another. And so these technologies, which are being developed in their own separate fields, are now sort of like streams coming together to form a river. And as these streams come together, the final product, as I said, is going to be the whole-scale modification of the human species into something other than human. That's that post-human paradigm. And we are entering the beginning of that transition. And I believe, as I believe you guys believe as well, that that transhumanism and this post-human condition and these technologies that are developing are integral to the end times narrative, that it's some of what we see unfolding in the narrative of Revelation.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting too, because you think about even all the stuff that that you've talked about in your book, as well as Marzulli and everything else. Is if you can talk a little bit about the connection between or the potential connection, as we're watching, transhumanism and the whole alien agenda.
Well, in my book, I postulate that there are three spheres that are coming together. So I have a I have a diagram in my book of three spheres that are conjoining. And when these three things come together, it's going to bring about a new golden age. It's going to inaugurate a new golden age. And when I say a new golden age, I'm referring to the age before the flood of Noah. So the antediluvian age, in which I'm sure your audience is well versed, the watchers and the hybrids and the giants that existed in the antediluvian world, something like that is going to occur again in the future. And it's going to happen, from my estimation, when these three things combine. And these three spheres are a new religion, which I denominate apotheotheism. I coined that term in my book, apotheotheism, a new religion. That's one sphere. The second sphere is what I call the alien threat, the revealing of the alien presence, the company of heaven. That's the second sphere. And then the third sphere is transhumanism, is the post-human paradigm. And so in my book, I have this diagram with these three spheres, and they're conjoining. So it's a conjunction of these three things that are coming together, even now are coming together. And so the revealing of the alien presence, from my estimation, is crucial to the things that are going to unfold in the future. And it connects into transhumanism, and it connects into the new religion, apotheotheism, because The religion of the future, let's put it this way. There will be no atheists in the future. I believe that atheism is itself evolving, and it's going to become apotheotheism. And apotheotheism, it comes from two words that I've combined together. The first word is apotheosis, and apotheosis means to deify, to become deified. It's man becoming a god. That's what apotheosis means. And then the second word there is theism. And theism is a belief in the gods, a general belief in the gods. And so you have, when you combine the two, this new religion is about man becoming like the gods. And because I couldn't find a word that expressed that, I created my own, apotheotheism. It's man becoming like the gods, endeavoring to become like the gods, which is, of course, that takes us all the way back to Genesis. Yeah. Where the serpent says to Eve, you can become like the gods. You shall be like the gods, like the Elohim, plural, like the gods. And so I believe that in the future, we are going to be introduced to a quote unquote superior race of beings, perhaps that played a hand in our quote unquote evolution. Of course, I don't believe in evolution, but this might be the way that the narrative unfolds in the future. And that these beings have sort of been the safeguards of humanity, the caretakers, the benefactors of humanity, and that they're returning to the earth, and they're going to help mankind on the last leg of our transformation. And there's the transhumanism element. And that transformation is going to be through the agency of our own technology, but I believe that they're going to provide us with the final piece of the puzzle for our transformation. And I believe that will be their own genetic markers, because they're going to be, in my estimation, and when I say them, I'm talking about this company of heaven that's going to descend, and they're going to be received as perhaps our alien brothers, as the Vatican is beginning to frame this theology in preparation of the arrival of our alien saviors. And they're going to be, I believe, very handsome young men, perhaps women among them as well. They're going to be hybrid beings. They're going to be part human and part, I would say, the other part of them is going to come from the quote unquote fallen angels. So they're going to be hybridized beings, and they're going to be put forward as the saviors of humanity. That's only one part of the alien, of that sphere, that alien sphere, because I believe that they're going to show up in response to a threat that we are facing from a different alien faction, the alien grays, the little gray guys with the big almond-shaped eyes. And in my book, I talk a lot about alien abduction and what's going on. And there's no question that the government is very much aware, not only of UFOs, not just of UFOs. That's something, of course, that the government has been very much aware of since the 1930s, but of the little beings that are piloting them, of the grays. I believe we have recovered crash retrievals, UFO crash retrievals, and alien bodies. And it's going to constitute a national security threat, not just a national security threat for the United States. It's going to pose a threat to humanity at large. And I believe that it's going to be a threat that is insurmountable. And we are going to literally need saving. And I believe at that point, that's when these quote unquote alien saviors arrive. And these alien saviors, by the way, I'm not talking about the grays, I'm talking about the other faction, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed, these beautiful people who show up to help us. Their leader, in my estimation, I postulate that their leader will be the Antichrist. Will himself be the man of sin, the son of perdition.